The next election in Pennsylvania is the general election on November 3rd, 2020. Although it is illegal for any state to discriminate against anyone by denying them the right to vote based on race, ethnicity, national origin, or membership in a language minority, harassment, coercion, and intimidation at the polls still happens. There are laws that protect people in language minority groups from discrimination, as well as laws that establish rights for people who are in jail or who have been convicted of a crime. If you're interested in voting in the 2020 general election, but don't know if you're eligible to vote, the most basic criteria is that you must be a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years of age, and have registered with the County Board of Elections. Beyond these, many harmful myths about who can and cannot vote have been circulating. Here are a few of those misconceptions. Myth: you can't vote if you've been convicted of a crime. This one is complex, but you can vote if you've been convicted of a felony in the past. We've broken it down into specifics if you are still unsure as to if you're eligible to vote or not. You can vote if you're currently awaiting your trial in jail, you were ever convicted of a minor crime, you are on probation, released on parole, or under house arrest, and if you will be released from a correctional facility before the date of the election. You cannot vote if you're currently confined in jail or prison for conviction of a felony and will not be released until after the election, or you're currently in a halfway house or correctional facility. Myth: you can't vote if you don't have a residence. If you're experiencing homelessness, you can still vote. For your address, you can either list a shelter address, street corner, or a park as your residence. You can find more information about voter registration for people who are experiencing homelessness on the National Coalition for the Homeless website, www.nationalhomeless.org. Myth: you can't vote if you have a disability or a mental illness. If you're living with a disability or mental illness, you can vote. If you need assistance due to a disability or limited English proficiency, you can ask for help, as long as it's not from your employer or union representative. Myth: you can't vote if you're in a mental health facility. If you're in a mental health services facility, you can vote. You can also choose to vote either where you live now or where you used to live. Myth: you need your ID to vote. You don't need your ID to vote in Pennsylvania. If this is challenged at your polling place on election day, make sure to request a provisional ballot. And there you have it, the most common voting eligibility myths. If you have any trouble voting on Election Day, you can call the Election Day hotline at 1-877-868-3772. If you're still unsure if you're eligible to vote, or if you need further information about voting resources for disabilities or language barriers, visit votespa.com.